The thing that I liked most about Michael Jordan as a player was the fact that I didn't have to try to guard him. If you had a poor defensive scheme, he was going to fill the hoop up until you either figured it out or the game was over and you lost the game. Some of his acrobatic drives to the hoop are just remarkable. You know, he could get past the defense and use a little bit of English off of the glass. The ball drops in so nice. It takes some really advanced skills to do that consistently. The 1988 All-Star Game was a showcase for Michael. Michael had figured out all the things he needed to know to be a dominant player. Everything. One-on-one, couldn't guard him. What Michael Jordan showed the whole sports world was the fact that you put the right people with him, he's going to lead them to world championships, without question. He was a prime example of excellence and a leader that would lead you all the way to the top, all the way to the top. That was basketball at its finest.
And on a chilly February night, the city of Chicago hot with anticipation for tonight's marquee game. Now let's go over to tonight's public address announcer, Tommy Edwards.
Welcome fans to the All-Star Exhibition Game. Get up and get loud for your West All-Stars. At forward, making his 7th All-Star appearance, the standout veteran. And now, the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference. At forward, a 3-time most valuable player. And
welcome everyone to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. By my side, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter tonight, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. And Clark, this is the second time Chicago has hosted this mid-season classic.
Yeah, you go back to 1973. That's when they hosted their first one. The East won it 104-84 back then. That was the lowest combined score in an All-Star game, Kevin, since the 1950s.
We'll see if then tonight, Clark, they can surpass that total.
I would think they could. No shortage of scores on either side. I expect an up-tempo, fast-paced game, an exciting game with plenty of highlights and buckets.
Cannot wait. And your West All-Stars, Fat Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards. Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots. And in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside and Dominique Wilkins with Larry Bird, the forwards. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan.
And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends. Larry Bird had it going last night at the Legends game, trying to fill it up tonight as well.
Pass to Olajuwon. Olajuwon with incredible footwork for a big man. Harkin, amidst this All-Star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
Here's Johnson after the made shot from Michael Jordan. And the basket by Olajuwon. Olajuwon's got his second basket of the night. Clark, you see Larry and Magic together in those Converse ads. They've become really the faces of the NBA.
And Kevin, I think they've inherited the mantle from the great Dr. J. He's done such a great job representing the league all these years, and certainly he's left it in good hands with those two.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. Three-pointer, Bird. It's rebounded by Johnson. And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower. Veteran IQ and smarts, but you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent, too.
Indeed they do. It's good. Bird's got his second bucket. And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific America. What Akeem provides for his team is a rock-solid foundation. They can rely on him on both ends and build schemes around his talents.
And Olajuwon drops them both. Here's Thomas. And plenty of subplots to this game. For more, let's send it over to David Aldridge. D.A., take it away.
Thanks very much. Now, this story has never gone away over the years, guys. Isaiah Thomas is, of course, a native Chicagoan, but you'll still hear some boos today from Bulls fans. That's because at that All-Star game a couple of years ago, people questioned whether Isaiah froze out Michael Jordan. And some people still believe it. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, that story has not gone away. Thank you, David. For what it's worth, Clark, Isaiah Thomas denies there was a freeze-out, and Jordan himself says, I never said it, so what do you think?
But the reality is, we probably never will know the full story.
And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday, Clark. Can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. Here's Jordan. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Pat Lever.
Michael Jordan using that strength of his to get into the defense to draw the foul on the way up.
And the East with some changes. Ewing's checked in for Malone. And it's Rivers in for Isaiah Thomas. The West All-Stars also with the sub. Drexler's checked in. Now here's Johnson. The pass to Drexler. Olajuwon against Ewing. And Ewing with the block.
Great at knowing when to time and go up for the rejection. Ewing, a superb defender.
And Michael Jordan won the dunk contest last night, and man, was it great. What a thriller. He and Dominique Clark put on a great show, and you could tell they both wanted it so badly. Perhaps the home court advantage gave Michael Jordan Clark the edge.
And there was another winner from last night, and that was Larry Bird, taking home the trophy in the three-point shootout. And he didn't even need to take off his warm-ups to handle his business.
Clark, somebody told me he looked at the rest of the competitors and said, okay, who's going to be in second place here? Who's going to finish behind me?
Sounds just like him.
Brad Daugherty is checked in for the East. The West All-Stars also changing it up. Abdul-Jabbar is checked in for Olajuwon. And James Worthy is subbed in for English. The West again cannot hit.
Clearly the defense could have been better there, guys, but he also needs to convert that.
And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the most All-Star appearances by far in NBA history, Clark, and All-Star in every season of his career except one, and in that year, he was injured.
Yeah, and at 40 years of age, matter of fact, the youngest player tonight was only 4 years old when Kareem made his first All-Star appearance. That player, Brad Daugherty.
No kidding.
That's right.
And Kareem looking to set the career record for All-Star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you got to love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
Yeah, a good one. Johnson up top. Pass to Drexler. Back to Johnson. Worthy outside. 6 to shoot. And stolen by Jordan. Here's Wilkins. Good, and the assist goes to Jordan.
And Dominique Wilkins is the go-to scorer for the Hawks. No question about that. And he's embraced that leadership role as well. Obviously a huge part of the Hawks' success.
Here's Jordan. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Magic Johnson picks one up.
Hard not to respect how tough Jordan is inside. Really good at angling his body to pick up the foul call.
McDaniels checked in for Karl Malone.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
Leaps for it, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jordan. And we got to take a second look to admire that outstanding block.
They're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time defense.
Johnson, the pass to Drexler. Here he goes with the putback. And Kareem, the elder statesman, 19 years in the NBA. Decades of dominance.
Well, you see the toughness and the instincts of Jabbar. I mean, always a threat for these second-chance opportunities.
And so it's the East All-Stars in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them.
12.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello, his first time coaching in the All-Star Game.
Bird is out there with Ewing. Then it's Jordan. Then there's Dominique Wilkins, and it's Rivers in at the 1. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. The East leading by 8. The drive by... Oh! Wow! My goodness! And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan's scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right? Wow. And Magic Johnson, Clark, made it clear coming into this game that he wanted the challenge of defending the great Michael Jordan.
He certainly did, and the West as a team will certainly have their work cut out for him trying to slow that guy down.
That is going to be fun to watch. And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin, and, you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them.
To the middle, and he converts the layup. Johnson's got 4 points this quarter.
Magic Johnson leads the league in assists, and he's also got the most assists in All-Star Game history. He processes the game at another level, folks.
Offensive rebound, the second effort, and it's good on the way in. Johnson's got 8. And if there was a snub, Clark, for this year's All-Star Game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
The Tennessee Volunteers should be here. And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
And the East All-Stars making a change here. Thomas is checked in. The West All-Stars also with the sub. Aguaya's checked in for James Worthy.
And Coach Mike Fratello, a colleague of ours, coaching in the All-Star Game, standing tall amongst a bunch of tall guys in the NBA. You know, his dad was an amateur boxer, and, you know, I think that background gives Mike a lot of confidence as a coach.
Thomas kicks to Jordan. Here's McHale, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. And it's an 8-point East All-Star lead. And Clark, not easy for these coaches to put their stamp on the game. Only a 1-hour practice yesterday to get acquainted and move through some sets.
And you know, Kevin, it's not about necessarily practice time. A few offensive sets is all that's needed. I think it's how you manage the players and give them a platform to have fun and do what they do.
That's a good point. Here's Jordan. Can't get it to go. Now 6 of 12 from the floor. And now let's go over to David Aldridge with a report on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Kevin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest All-Star in history. This is his 17th game. No one else has been in more than 13. To put that into context, there were 6 players in yesterday's Legends game that were younger than Kareem. Magic Johnson says he respects Kareem more than anyone I know because of the pride this man has in whatever he does. Kevin, back to you.
He is a very proud individual. David, thank you. And Kareem's coming out here, Clark, after spending 2 days in bed with strep throat. I mean, it's remarkable.
And Kevin, that's exactly the pride Magic was talking about. And that's why it seems like every game we do, Kareem is adding to some type of record that he's already established. Tonight, he could very well become the leading scorer in the history of the All-Star game.
Isn't that phenomenal? They call him captain for a reason. He is truly the leader of this entire NBA.
Yes, sir. And, you know, so far, I like the effort from both teams. It's an exhibition, but each team showing great pride. They're getting after it. Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Here's Drexler. Malone trying to break free. And it's the East with the rebound. They've led by as much as 10. And Clark, so much talent for each side, but they got to develop that chemistry on the fly, don't they?
Exactly. And that's what the coaches will be looking for down the stretch. Which group of players really complement one another and give you the best chance to win?
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Boy, Drexler is a physical matchup for just about any defender. Draws a lot of fouls and whistles.
The West All-Stars have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. The East making a switch. Doherty's checked in. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the East. 4-point game. Passes it to Jordan. Over Aguirre. Bank shot. No good.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
Lever, that's good.
And Fat Lever, snubbed a year ago, now a first-time All-Star, well-deserved. He leads the league in triple-doubles, one of the original stat sheet stuffers, averaging 9 rebounds a game as well, best by a mile for NBA guards. You cannot expect Thomas to miss a guy that open. I mean, he's got such a great eye for spotting shooters ready to shoot.
Pass to Drexler. Back to Lever. To the left wing, Drexler with a screen on Jordan. 5 on the clock. Shot from 16. And it's the East with the rebound. Jordan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And not many out there who can elevate like Michael Jordan.
Efficiency personified there. Jordan scoring at will, taking over the game whenever he chooses.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Lever kicks to Drexler. Wants to get it to Malone and does. The basket good off the assist from Drexler.
And you know, before every game, Karl Malone calls his mother back in Summerfield, Louisiana, to ask what numbers he should shoot for. Tonight, she said go for 25 and 11. You know, the separator with Jordan from other guys is his drive. That's obvious in my mind. He wants to win more than most anybody else out there on the floor.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game. And so he hits both. And the West All-Stars have possession. And here's English for 3. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for the East. He has really delivered at the offensive end. He's torched them for 24 points so far. And we'll be back with you shortly. And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th. Here's Thomas. He's still scoreless so far in this one.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. It's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones.
On the floor for the West All-Stars, they've got English. Malone is out there with Olajuwon. Then it's Lever, and it's Johnson in at point guard. The West trails by 6. Wilkins trying to get open, and English gets it to go. English has got his first bucket in this one. And of the players in tonight's All-Star game, Clark, 2 have won MVP trophies in this game before. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
And how about this, Kevin? Thomas has won 2 out of the last 4 years. If he was to get 3 MVPs, that would put him in some rarefied air, tying with Oscar Robertson for second most. Bob Pettit is the only player to do it 4 times. And making his All-Star debut in his 3rd year in the league, Karl Malone, one of 4 players in the NBA, averaging over 20 points and 10 rebounds a game.
And Clark, a slow start, but Michael Jordan is beginning now to get some momentum and heating up.
And the fans starting to take notice. They're feeling it a little bit, making some noise. They're certainly hoping he can make it happen.
Malone against Olajuwon. Some solid defense by Malone. Here's Jordan trying to get open as Bird. A shot by Jordan, no good. Fat Lever with an uncanny knack for rebounding. Count that one, and the East All-Stars lead has been cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Johnson.
Magic Johnson in his 8th All-Star game now, 2nd in All-Star votes this year, and he hosts his own All-Star game in the summer in LA as a fundraiser, and I understand it's quite an event.
And the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show.
Here's Jordan. Falls back and drains the fadeaway jumper. Jordan's got 6 in the quarter.
An effective score from the in-between area of the court. Jordan doing his thing.
Shoots from the elbow. They get it back. Malone. Here's Olajuwon. And they finally get it to go. A full night's work on the boards in 1 trip down the floor.
How about this list? Players who have never missed an All-Star game in their careers. Jerry West, Bob Pettit, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last 3 playing here tonight.
Johnson, the pass to Lever. Kicks it out to Johnson. There's the pass to Olajuwon. Shot clock at 6. The vision of Magic Johnson is unsurpassed. And Clark, when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets, here is a team making a lot of moves.
I tell you what, their trade for Joe Barry Carroll and Sleepy Floyd paying huge dividends. They're certainly on the rise in my mind.
Yeah, a lot of people like those moves.
And you know, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time. What an absolutely ferocious finish. That will definitely make the highlight reel.
You know, Clark, this shows how much confidence he has in himself. Close game or blowout, he's going up with power. There's Thomas with the 3. The rebound by Malone. Malone's got 4 rebounds in this game. And you think about adjusting, Clark, how about the all-star reserves? Guys that start normally are the stars of their team, now off the bench on a team of stars.
Kevin, excellent point. For players who are used to starting the game, probably a rare experience coming in off the bench and trying to get it going. But I think these guys so enjoy being part of this. That sacrifice is not much at all.
You're exactly right. Malone outside. Olajuwon inside, working on Malone.
You know, Hakeem's size makes him hard to match up against, especially when he's determined to score inside.
The West All-Stars have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
You know, there's been talk about adding a 3rd referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it, and they plan to put it before the board of governors at the next meeting.
Catching up on the changes for the East. Doherty's checked in for Malone. Ewing comes in for Bird. Danny Ainge is checked in for Dominique Wilkins. And it's Rivers in for Isaiah Thomas. Worthy's checked in for Olajuwon. And Clark, with 3 officials working games, do you think that will result in more fouls being called, more eyes on the ball? They can pick up a lot more, certainly with more guys out there.
Yeah, you know, I think, Kevin, it might be the case early on with the 3rd official, but over time it'll smooth itself out. Off the ball, you know, some things you could get away with in the past, maybe not so much with 3 officials out there.
Pass to Drexler. 1:19 left in the third quarter. Shoots over Ainge. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. The free throw drops for Drexler.
Shooting for West All-Star.
Both free throws good from Drexler. The East leading by 6. And here's Rivers. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Jordan. Rebounded by Abdul-Jabbar.
Unnecessary to go to the fadeaway there. It wasn't needed. Could have just kept it simple and taken the easy shot.
Drexler dishes to Johnson. And a great assist by Drexler as that one goes in.
Well, I like Magic doing his work inside. The close range look. Smart play that time by the Magic one.
Jordan finds Ewing. Patrick Ewing is a load inside the paint.
The #1 overall pick in 1985, and it was an all-star rookie season for Patrick Ewing. Hurt last year, but nice to see him back where he belongs, right in the all-star game.
Clark wide open, high scoring both ways.
These tremendous all-stars are putting on a tremendous show, Kevin.
What a blast. Here's Jordan. Up and in on the layup. Jordan's got 37.
Boy, what a ruthless, wicked dribble move that time by Jordan. Threw his defender off and got the space he needed to fire.
There's 14 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Now here's Johnson. He's got 14. Shot clock at 3. And Magic Johnson continuing to orchestrate beautifully.
And enjoying his finest pro season, Clyde the Glide Drexler making his second all-star appearance. Worked over the summer with Kiki Vandeweghe to substantially improve his jump shot.
And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for the East. He put together quite a quarter. 13. Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. The grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend to celebrate the NBA. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West, trailing by 4.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you, hey now, yeah! And the high-flying antics of Jordan, simply awesome.
And the West All-Stars with possession. Johnson kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. Passes it to Olajuwon. No good on the shot. Good D by Ewing. The East leading by 6. Jordan deciding where to go with it. Over Abdul-Jabbar. Jordan's shot is off. Johnson against Jordan. And English with the stop.
You know, people said Alex English was too light of frame, too skinny, not athletic enough. Well, how about this? He's playing in his 7th straight All-Star game. So much for being too skinny.
Down the stretch here, the East, Clark out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Whew, it sure has been. Isaiah Thomas checked in for Doc Rivers. Malone's checked in for the West. Lever comes in for Clyde Drexler.
Boy, great body control that time by Olajuwon. Really hard to knock him off balance.
And the basket is good. The call goes his way, and we could be looking at a three-point play. Malone's checked in for the East.
Basket counts and 1. Michael Jordan. Defensive.
So it's the West now. It's a 5-point game. Lever kicks to Malone. Feeds it to Olajuwon. From 8, in for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
Malone, an outstanding passer at the power forward position. He's got really good floor awareness and has a really good understanding of when to get the ball to the open man. And Commissioner David Stern in the house tonight. Since taking over 4 years ago, he's done a remarkable job helping guide this league to new, unprecedented heights.
Exactly. Here's Jordan. And it's a new single-game record in scoring for the All-Star game, set right in front of us by Michael Jordan.
What an incredible athlete, Kevin, and it seems whatever he sets his mind to do, he can do it. Impressive.
One thing the league has done since Commissioner Stern has taken over, Clark, is really marketing the league around its stars. And I like that type of strategy.
I agree with you, Kevin, wholeheartedly. And what better time to highlight those great stars than tonight? Amazing talent, compelling personalities. The league is certainly on a great trajectory.
It absolutely is. Count that one, and the East All-Stars lead has been cut down to 5 on the bucket from Malone. Malone's gone 50% from the field, 3 of 6. Jordan with it, picked up by Olajuwon. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Hakeem Olajuwon. That's his first foul. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it.
And after the Central Division, the Midwest has been the second most competitive division. Those teams are sitting at 10 games over 500. In a big moment, you go to your star, and that's what they did, and he delivers.
Jordan, the pass to Thomas. Back to Jordan. Over Lever. It's rebounded by the West. Olajuwon's got his 4th rebound in this one. And Clark in the Midwest, those Rockets are really making a push.
And they're doing it behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, he's the best center in the NBA. They certainly got a chance to give the Lakers a run for their money.
Oh, yeah.
How about that intensity that Jordan brings? I mean, this dude comes alive during crucial parts of the game.
English dishes to Johnson. Lever outside. Up top, English. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Johnson outside. To tie it up. Malone trying to break free. Michael Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Shoots over Lever. That's tipped. Stolen by Magic. Lever kicks to Johnson. Olajuwon passes to Johnson.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Here's Lever. Pass to English. Johnson with the bounce pass. Here's Olajuwon. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. Johnson's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Yeah, whenever Olajuwon has the ball now, he wants to take the defense to school, and I like his aggressiveness.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
And no fear. Attacks the bigger defender right at the rim.
Free throw good, Jordan.
This is what makes him special, his ability to come through in these spots.
And the foul called on Michael Jordan. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
3rd personal foul. 1st team foul.
On the wing, Johnson, guarded by Jordan. Lever a screen on Jordan. Malone. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Larry Bird.
Well, the entire team is counting on Malone here. They seem confident that he'll be able to deliver.
And he does get the second one. And that narrows the lead down to just 3.
Hey, by missing that free throw now, a 3 could even the score.
Olajuwon trying to break free. A nice shot by Jordan.
Hey, the defense has the right idea there, but Jordan has the skills to overcome the contact.
Here's Johnson. Olajuwon inside. He's covered by Malone. And out of bounds. The East All-Stars will have it. And here's Malone. He'll bring it up for the East All-Stars. They've led by as much as 10. Fade away. Kicks it out to Jordan. Malone a screen on Lever. Jordan wide open. Misses the 3. And the West All-Stars have possession. Trailing by 5.
Saw that angle to the basket and knew exactly what to do in transition.
Clark, this possession could decide the game.
Gotta be smart with the pumpkin here.
And they double up Jordan. Wilkins finds Jordan. Five to shoot. Bird sets the screen for Jordan. And a miss there on the triple. So it's the West now. Here's Johnson. It drops. And that shot brings them to within just one.
Not shying away at all, fearlessly stepping into that big shot. Wow, beautiful. Hey, that's the right play. It's the smart play. You got to stop the clock.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall.
Hey, anytime the game's on the line, Jordan is exactly the guy I wanted to strike.
Timeout called here by the East. They're going to talk it over. They trail by 2. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
Look, they've got more than enough time to get a basket here.
Johnson against Jordan. Lever a screen on Jordan. Johnson with the bounce pass. Here's Olajuwon. Oh, no good. And the Eastern All-Stars deliver. The favorites coming in, but they did not disappoint.
Yeah, you looked at that team on paper and you saw they were the stronger team and should have been favored, but you still got to go out and prove it, and they did exactly that.
And so much scoring in that lineup for the East. My goodness, look at those names. That's always going to be tough to stop.
And you factor in the raucous crowd cheering on Michael Jordan, Kevin. No wonder they found that extra gear they needed when it was time to get it done.
That's a good point. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching, and we'll see you next time.